Great to be joined this morning by Anquan Boldin, who knows a thing or two about playing for the Buffalo Bills, among other teams in the National Football League. It's great to have you here. For many people that don't know, the short stay in Buffalo was the result of you basically having one thing affect you, like a lot of people had it affect them, Charlottesville. So you tell me, with 7 figures on the table from the Buffalo Bills, for you to walk away from the National Football League, how did your life change after Charlottesville?
I think my life changed tremendously, but honestly, it changed before Charlottesville. I had gone through a tragic incident with my cousin before that, probably 2 years prior. So that started the cycle for me thinking about life after football.
Can you tell us about that? What happened there?
Yes, I ended up losing my cousin, unfortunately, to an undercover officer. My cousin broke down on the side of the road, and as a result, his life was taken from him. So for me, that started the cycle of thinking about life after football. How can I help create change for this nation?
Indeed. They say one person can make a difference, and if that person has the strength, that person can be multifaceted. You and a group of players sent a 10-page letter to the NFL asking for something they called a month of unity. Now, this is not something that isn't happening all the time. There's initiatives around the league all the time that are supported. This month of unity and this letter, what are you trying to craft and what are you trying to accomplish?
For us, it's trying to bring this nation together. I think we all see how divided we are as a nation, and we don't like where we are as a nation. I, for one, will not feel comfortable leaving the nation that we're in right now to my 2 sons. So I'm doing everything that I can to try to make this a better place for not only me, but those that come behind me as well.
Indeed. Okay, so last night, I know a lot of people are aware of this, President Trump spoke at an Alabama political rally and criticized NFL players who protested during the national anthem. Let's take a listen.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Now, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell released a statement just a few minutes ago. The NFL and our players are at our best when we help create a sense of unity in our country and our culture. There is no better example than the amazing response from our clubs and players to the terrible natural disasters we've experienced over the last month. Divisive comments like these demonstrate an unfortunate lack of respect for the NFL, our great game, and all of our players, and a failure to understand the overwhelming force for good our clubs and players represent in our communities. I wonder what your reaction is to the Trump comments and then the comments from the commissioner.
My reaction to the Trump comments is that it's disheartening for a president to not understand or not get it. I think Roger Goodell hit it on the head. Our players stand for more than being divisive in this country. We're about bringing people together, and that's what sports is about. No matter what walk of life you come from, when you get into a locker room, everybody comes together for a common goal, and that's what we're trying to do in this country.
Indeed. Now, the president also spoke on something else I want to have you take a listen to. We'll get your reaction to it. This is his view on how officials call football games, the violence on the field. Take a listen.
Today, if you hit too hard, right? They hit too hard, 15 yards, throw him out of the game. They had that last week. I watched for a couple of minutes, and 2 guys just really beautiful tackle. Boom, 15 yards. The referee gets on television. His wife is sitting at home. She's so proud of him. They're ruining the game.
Now, the National Football League Players Association, DeMaurice Smith, the executive director, just recently reelected, had these comments. This union will never back down when it comes to protecting the constitutional rights of our players as citizens, as well as their safety as men who compete in a game that exposes them to great risks that you had to undergo your entire career. What do you make of those comments from the president and then DeMaurice Smith?
Again, I mean, we see a president in a situation where he just doesn't get it. I think it's the NFLPA's job and the NFL as well to protect players at all costs. And I think that's what the initiative has been over the last couple of years.
Indeed. It's interesting to think about all the different perspectives that you have while also realizing there are other perspectives out there to be had. We're just presenting the views as they come. We'll let the viewers make their own determinations.